I love being selfish. I'm going to admit something, and a lot of people might not agree with me, but I love being selfish. And the reason why it's in quotation marks is because I'm not referring to the textbook definition of the word selfish. Unfortunately, our society fails to grasp the difference between self-love and being selfish, and how the two get mixed up or apparently coexist, which is so bizarre because of how different they are from each other. As children, in schools, homes, and in our surroundings, how we were brought up in this society and how they've conditioned us to become people pleasers at a young age, because we're constantly taught to put everyone else before us and to be nice to everyone and anyone. Why are these teachings bad? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why most of our generation and those even of older generations are people pleasers or were people pleasers is because we were programmed to always put others first. And this is how we develop low self-esteem, low self-worth, crippling insecurity, zero confidence, having a lack mindset, being a pushover, and one who lacks boundaries. The reason why we are conditioned to having these low self-images about ourselves is because when someone is insecure, unconfident, has no boundaries, is a people pleaser, they are easily manipulated and controlled. Which is why there are a lot of power dynamics between friendships, family members, a boss versus employee, teacher versus student, and etc. This is why you see employees getting abused by their boss. This is why you see manipulators and narcissists controlling someone who has very little self-worth. The person who is doing the controlling and puppet mastery is the one who is successful, the one who gets away with everything and anything, the one who sucks the energy and life out of you, and in the end, the one who benefits from you lowering yourself for their approval. Nothing about this dynamic is okay, and it's clearly extremely toxic. This is how people get nowhere in life, due to their guilt of disappointing people that A, don't have that type of authority and shouldn't be put on a pedestal simply because they're human, and B, with anyone, especially manipulators and narcissists, they'll never be pleased about anything you do. Even if you bend over to the point where you snap, nothing is good enough for them. Selfish people are stingy. Selfish people are those who expect you to be there for them at all times and ask you to give them all your time, space, and energy, asking for things that they cannot deliver even a quarter of it themselves. Selfish people don't share with other people, even if they have enough for them and a whole nation. They are people who lack emotional intelligence and people skills, since they want everything and anyone to act and do whatever they want. Selfish people are those who get offended when you set boundaries and when you say no, which, just letting you know, you have that right as a human being, by the way. They are people that want the benefits of you giving your entire soul, time, and power to them, because the most thing they want is power over you, because they don't care about you or what happens to you, no matter how wrong their actions are on humanity level. They only care about themselves, and they do not care about the consequences of their actions, nor how people are affected by them. They simply do not care. And the issue is, people have got it so wrong, it actually physically ticks me. Just for those who are confused or have been gaslighted into believing that self-love and selfish are the same thing, self-love is loving yourself, seeing your inner worth, caring for yourself physically, mentally, and spiritually, showing up for yourself at all times, because you are the only one who can show up for yourself 100%. Self-love is growing, learning about your mistakes, and changing to become a better person for you and in turn others. Self-love is the farthest possible thing from selfishness because you are actually caring about how you show up for other people. Therefore, you're working on yourself to properly be able to show up for others. You cannot love someone or be loving if you don't love yourself. Self-love is all about self. Self-love is being a better version of yourself, not being better than anyone or having this idea of I'm better than anyone and everyone, because that's just plain arrogance and narcissism. It's all about you being the best version of yourself every day and indulging in self-care rituals to calm your nervous system and actually diving deeply into your inner soul, reflecting on your toxic habits, your generational trauma that you've adapted, the habits and traits that keep you stagnant and behind. It's looking at yourself in the mirror and receiving a warm smile back. It's saying, I know I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I know I can do better, but I still love myself. It's getting up every morning, being so grateful that you are yourself, loving your quirks, loving your personality, accepting your mistakes, realizing that you can change, and loving yourself to the fullest. People that love themselves are also loving to others and are explained as confident, secure individuals. They don't crave attention, validation, or the need to put someone down or gossip or hate on someone. It's psychologically impossible to be a confident person who loves themselves but at the same time hates on other people and tears them down, because that would be going against the nature of a confident, self-loving person. When you love yourself and value your worth and know what you bring to the table, it doesn't matter what anyone says about you, whether it's you're cold, you're dramatic, you're sensitive, you're careless, you're too much, whatever it is. A confident person who sees and knows their worth to the T and knows themselves, loves themselves, won't need to explain themselves to anyone. Now, as someone from this category of persons, i.e. someone who loves themselves, I've heard a lot about what other people think of me, or how people perceive me simply because I love myself and I know I'm worthy, and I know what a friend and person I am to others. I often get faced with insecure people getting intimidated by that unbreakable aura, and it would be the most manipulative, hypocritical, selfish people that call me selfish and too sensitive or dramatic simply for knowing my worth and not compromising my boundaries for anyone and someone that clocks people's lies and manipulation tactics. These people reveal their intentions with how they react to your high self-worth, high morals, and firm boundaries. Because manipulators and narcissists are the most insecure, bitter, judgmental, and unbelievably self-critical people. And since they are negative creatures and energy vampires, they feed off of you having no self-worth or self-respect. People like that will try to break you down and lower you down to their miserable state. And if you're highly insecure yourself and you lack boundaries and let anyone in your life and your arms are attached by strings, you will break down. But what will happen to the vampires? They rise up. They then have all the control over you since you're their little toy and puppet. Now my question is, are you going to live your life being attached by strings, or will you cut the strings, develop self-control, boundaries, and start loving yourself the way you deserve and were created to do, and what frankly is your birthright? Just imagine your younger version of yourself, your inner child. How would you feel if they were waiting for you to take control over your life as a teenager, young adult, or adult, because they were never in control of their life? And their whole life was controlled and dictated by whoever controlled them. Your inner child doesn't feel safe. Your inner child is lost, scared, and hopeless. Your inner child is screaming, "Do something! I want to get out! I want to escape! I want to be free!" Now the decision is up to you. Will you open the door and let your inner light shine through? Or will you slam the door to your younger face, leaving them in the darkness when all they had was you to rely on? Okay, darlings, we have reached the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I greatly appreciate it. Comments are open for whoever wants to leave something, a recommendation, a note, or a question, because I always read my public and private comments, and I'm open to suggestions. Check out my Instagram, all linked to my bio, as well as my TikTok, YouTube vlog account, as well as my Spotify podcast account, all caps, kappa.perspective, where you'll get no interruptions and listen while scrolling on Pinterest or any app. I love and appreciate you all. Stay tuned for my new episode. Bye!